This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Latoya Burrows. Coming up in this week's broadcast, God's wonderful creation is seen through the eyes of a child, and women are rescued, redeemed, restored, and released. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. I'm Latoya Burrows. Thanks for joining us for this week's Adventist News. Prayer is an essential part of our Christian walk. In communing with God, we grow closer to Him, said Laverne Sturrup, Director of the Children and Adolescent Ministries Department of the South Bahamas Conference. Last week, the children of our conference participated in inspirational services that taught them the importance of prayer. The theme of this year's Week of Prayer was Steel Values. As they shared in the nightly lessons, the children presented to their peers on topics of faith, perseverance, humility, fidelity, and integrity. The practical programs led them through these points, which they used as straps to build a steel bridge. They encouraged one another and the adults in attendance to take on the character of Christ as they deepened their relationships with Him. At the climax of these meetings, held at the New Providence Seventh-day Adventist Church, 4 children gave their hearts to the Lord and were baptized. Among the child preachers for the Week of Prayer were Diamond Lundy, Inara Miller, Nathaniel Adderley, Condoleezza Knowles, Carissa Spence, Rudolph Dawkins, and Contasia Price.
God is removing and will remove every earthly attachment from us to give us heavenly blessings. God is coming back for a church that is not attached to the things of this world, but the things that is heavenly. God allows temporary pains to give us permanent blessings.
These child preachers were among almost 40 children who took part in a 6-hour instruction hosted by the Charm Department before the Week of Prayer with Pastor Jan Dossett, ministerial intern in the South Bahamas Conference. The conference director of the Charm Department would like to thank the local Charm leaders from our churches within the South Bahamas Conference for the awesome job they continue to do in the molding of our children. And have you ever wondered what God's wonderful creation really looks like? The Children and Adolescent Ministries Department not only awarded its child preachers this weekend, but also budding artists who depicted this theme. Children between the ages of 7 and 15 years old portrayed the theme in their unique way, and at the end of the art competition, the first place winner was Beyonce Knowles. Second place went to Danae Green, and tied for third was Davia Chambers and Pete Ingram. We say congratulations to the winner and the rest of the participants in the competition on a job well done. This past weekend, the Women's Ministries of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists also held a conclave under the theme Rescued, Redeemed, Restored, and Released. The gathering, which attracted women from throughout Nassau and the Family of Islands, reminded women and young ladies of how strong and resilient they are in Jesus Christ. The guest speaker, Pastor Brenda Brillingjing, Associate Ministerial Director for the North American Division of Seventh-day Adventists, charged the women to always have faith in God and that with their effort and God's strength, anything is possible. In her presentations, Pastor Brillingjing used simple everyday items such as kitchen pots and cooking oil to portray that with faith and effort, God can transform their lives.
When we come to rescue and redeemed, those are God's jobs. But when we come to restored and released, God expects you to participate.
Pastor Brillingjing urged the women to form support systems to inspire and support one another through spiritual encouragement, which would in turn foster a significant and deepening relationship with Christ. The weekend concluded with a special question and answer segment with Pastor Brillingjing and a movie night which resulted in good fellowship. Jacqueline Gibson, the Women's Ministries Director for the South Bahamas Conference, thanks all the women who participated in last week's conclave. She and the ladies are now looking forward to the upcoming retreat in the Turks and Caicos Islands, hosted by the Atlantic Caribbean Union of Seventh-day Adventists on November 1st through 3rd, 2019. Stay tuned. We'll have the upcoming events in our conference after this short break.
Under the theme Reaching Millennials, the Paradigm Shift, the South Bahamas Conference Ministerial Department presents Alert, Advanced Leadership, Evangelism, and Retention Training at the new date of November 15 through 17, 2019 at the National Training Agency on Gladstone Road. Be engaged by presentations such as Leading the Church in a Changing World, Evangelizing CEOs, Ministry in the Marketplace, The Art of Building Great Relationships, Bridging the Gap Between Boomers and Millennials, Ministry via Social Media, The Church, the Most Effective Advocate of Human Rights, and more. Special guest presenters will be Dr. Jesse Wilson, Enoch Paulson, and our very own Ministerial Director, Pastor T. Basil Stirrup. Alert! Advanced Leadership, Evangelism, and Retention Training at the new date of November 15 through 17, 2019 at the National Training Agency on Gladstone Road.
Welcome back to your Adventist News. Coming up in the South Bahamas Conference. You've been hearing for weeks about the upcoming Faith and Science Weekend to be held from October 24th to the 26th. The Enlightening Weekend will begin with a lecture on Thursday, October 24th at the University of the Bahamas, then on Friday, October 25th at the Bethany Church in West Ridge. The weekend will conclude with a Creation Sabbath celebration on Sabbath, October 26th at the Grandstown Church on Wellington Street during the 8 o'clock service and at the Hillview Church on Tonic Williams Darling Highway during the 11 o'clock service. Be sure to attend the open forum where a discussion will conclude the lecture series at 4 p.m. at the Hillview Church. The featured speaker will be Dr. Arthur Chadwick of the Southwestern Adventist University. The 2019 National Youth March and Rally for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will be held on Sunday, October 27th, leaving Clifford Park at 3 p.m. Our Pathfinders will be participating. All youth are asked to get involved as this will be an avenue for us to minister at this special national event. The Week of Prayer program for adults in our conference is scheduled for November 2nd through 9th, 2019. This will be held at the Grandstown Church, Monday through Friday from 5 to 6 o'clock in the mornings. All churches are asked to encourage members to support the joint in the morning or to assemble at their local churches in the evening with their local congregations for this inspirational Week of Prayer program. The Philadelphia Church will be celebrating its 30th anniversary with the following events. Wednesday, November 30th, prayer and praise at the Elizabeth Estates Park. Friday, November 22nd, praise and worship at the church. Sabbath, November 23rd, divine service. And on Sunday, November 24th, the celebration climaxes with a gala banquet at the National Training Agency. Tickets are on sale. Let's celebrate the goodness of God with our brothers and sisters of the Philadelphia Church. For more information on these events and more, visit our conference website at www.southbahamasconference.org, where you can view the news as well as various programming, read the weekly logos, or please feel free to call our headquarters at 242-341-4021.
Conflict resolution. A conflict is a serious argument between two individuals. Many persons are not aware of ways to resolve these conflicts. Here are a few ways to get through disagreements. Recognize the other person's concerns. Make sure that the person knows that you fully understand their point of view and you are not ignoring them. Calmly discuss each other's concerns. Shouting and blaming each other only makes things much worse. When seeking to resolve conflicts, always meet in person. A face-to-face conversation is a thoughtful way of addressing problems. When communicating electronically, something may be said innocently, but the other person may take it in the wrong way. Pay attention to body language. Oftentimes, we are not conscious of our body movements while conversing with someone else. A person can easily feel disrespected if you give off the wrong type of body language, like crossing arms or not making eye contact. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. When we are saturated with our own beliefs, we fail to realize how the other person may feel. By seeing things from their point of view, we are able to get a better understanding of their feelings. Overall, ensure that the conflict is completely resolved. Make sure you are satisfied with the outcome of the discussion. Don't let issues linger and don't dwell on things of the past. Let us strive at all times to show respect in dealing with each other, showing persons the considerations that you expect in return. This has been Javon Thomas with your health tip, courtesy of Adventist Television. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
We go now to our news feature from around the world with the Adventist News Network.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
First in the news, members of the Seventh-day Adventist Church's Executive Committee deliberated over a period of 2 days during the 2019 Annual Council about a proposed statement on the biblical view of unborn life and its implications for abortion.
The document emerged in September from a longer period of study and discussion among Adventist theologians, medical experts, healthcare administrators, ethicists, and church administrators.
A working group of 26 individuals was commissioned by the General Conference Administrative Committee in September to prepare a draft of one unified statement that will clearly be based on biblical principles that underline the sanctity of life and recognize the exceptionally difficult cases, anomalies women can face, according to the voted terms of reference.
Church leaders were emphatic that the document ultimately voted this week is a statement and not a set of guidelines for either individuals or church organizations.
As defined by church practice, a voted statement outlines the Seventh-day Adventist Church's official position on a specific matter, while guidelines offer direction for practical application on a specific subject.
So no previous statement about the sanctity of unborn life had been developed before this week's document. The last time the denomination issued guidelines on abortion was in 1992.
According to Adventist World Church President Ted N.C. Wilson, the 1992 guidelines contain a far more limited approach in terms of a comprehensive view of the biblical approach to the precious subject.
Wilson, during his opening remarks, clarified the role of the voted statement in the life of the 21 million member church. He said, "This is a statement. It is not part of the church manual. It is not intended to be a statement which church boards and members will judge other people."
Addressing church leaders directly, Wilson added, "Please instruct and encourage our church members not to do that. It is a biblical statement to inform not only the world, but ourselves how the Bible speaks to us about life."
That brings us to the end of our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. Please share what is happening at your church by sending us your news stories and upcoming events. Feel free to email them to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com or call our media department at 242-341-4021. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news along with other programming or to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, please visit and subscribe to the conference website, our YouTube channel, and our Facebook page. On behalf of our production team of Adventist Television Channel 658, have a happy Sabbath and thank you for watching this week's broadcast. I'm Latoya Burrows for the SBC Media Network.